Howdy, fellas. Pull up my chat. Melvino, Kyle, Gilly, Colty, Anarchy, Limitable. How you doing, guys? Ouch. What is this? The stream says public match. I reckon this is a public match. Sup, Rambo? Can't stay for long, but I stopped by. Thanks, Colty. Appreciate it. How you doing, Freedom? Got a key in there, nice. I have game chat turned off just because they can't be heard in the stream anyway, so I figured might as well not even bother them with talking to the chat and stuff. They don't care to hear. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. I did a public match before this, and there was like someone in the lobby who I'm pretty sure is like a good player. So I kind of just backed out of there. Maybe we have some decent players here, I don't know, but... The problem is there was a key there that I can't quite get, because I wasted kind of a speed boost. I guess the solution is to go to the abandoned temple at some point. How you doing, James and Fuzzy? I'm gonna let, if they want to explore. I mean, they're cooperating, so we'll explore. You know. I don't want to be the guy who leaves the dungeon and they rage quit. So today open lobby. We'll see what happens. Right now we're trying to public match with complete, you know, strangers. I don't know. Maybe some of them have already beaten it. I have no clue. This is kind of just trying out the new public match support for first person that was added today. Do we have a mark? What is that black square I see? Is that actually a mark, or am I just tripping? Oh, shite. So I don't know if there's going to be an open lobby. Maybe if this game ends up like everyone backs out, or for some reason I quit or something, then we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, they added Maxis as well. I don't know what's going on with Maxis though. I was reading that apparently like her arms are broken or something when you play as her. I don't know. That was the brief little thing I read so far. Sick and tired of these ugly bastards. Oh, this is a Margwa. This guy's gonna get it first. Oh shit, man. Give me this. What is this? Firepower? Huge. This guy might rage quit, dude. he went all the way around for Mr. Margwa, and he left with, you know, Jack and shit. And Jack left town. I don't think I'm gonna even bother fighting Mr. Margwa. I think I need to find my way out of here. Straight stole it, dude. Mr. Margwa was actually on my side there. He distracted my teammate. I didn't even know there was a Margwa, to be honest. I mean, like, I figured once I saw the icon, kind of, but, like, I didn't notice it at the beginning. I guess I wasn't paying attention. So I really wasn't expecting a Margwa to be here, but, you know, we take them. Let's get out of here. Well, it's tolerated. Well, the thing is, I need to get an extra speed boost for this key if we have any hopes of anything. So I need to teleport these Muppets before they even bother stepping on that teleporter. That would be the play here. Yeah, I don't know what everyone's obsession with Maxis is. It is a bit odd that this, it's odd on a couple levels. But, you know, I guess people are fans. You know, nothing you can do about it. But I don't know if it's worth 24 bucks. This guy keeps asking the same question. I don't even know what the heck he's on about, or what game he's even talking about, but let's get him out of here. Dude, I came here to the temple to get speed boost, and I picked up no speed boost. Like, what did I accomplish here? Nothing. I might have to go through the door. Bunch of baloney. Let me turn on. Hey guys, if you could hear me, follow me. There's an extra key, but I need your help to get it. If you guys could follow me. This is the real Rambo. Oh, awesome. Happy to hear that. I'm actually streaming right now. Your guys' voices are not coming through, unfortunately, but you want to tune in. Alright, awesome. Alright, good to go. Just step off, yeah. That's fine. Alright, good to go. We could open up if you guys want to the rest of the wild. They ask him if it's real you. Oh yeah, the blue player. He's like, "Oh, is this the real Rambo? This is my first time playing DOA. I was just watching your video." So we have one fan in the lobby at least. Did we ever hit the slideways? Damn it, we forgot the slideways. All right, I'll open this for them. Uh-oh, wrong way, fellas. Where was this slideways? We never hit it. Did I check that slide? I checked that area. It's somewhere. It must be in spawn. I'm trying to hit it before someone activates. Okay. I checked the bushes earlier. That's why I knew it wasn't there. I overlooked the spawn area. Bowser's Temple. Is that the official name? Have you played this first-person mode, James? I don't think I've seen you in the chat in a few days or something, unless I'm mistaken. Open up fandoms. Well, we're not at the boss yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Marbles might just sink. Oh, James and I beat a 2p FPS. He killed it. Oh, awesome. Oh, we're back to the start here, unfortunately, but... Oh, they might hit the teleporter. This is... I need to make a dash for it. FOV? Yeah, I've seen a few people say that. I mean... Yeah, maybe it would be nice. Alright, let's hop in this dark crypt and get them out of here. Sick and tired of this guy almost killing me. Damn it, dude. I'm reading some horseshit. Which bonus room is your favorite in FPS? Maybe the cellar, just because it's a lot easier to navigate in first person. But, you know, like the abandoned temple looks cool and stuff like that. See my video? Well, invisible zombies is an issue for the past few days. But how you doing, Festival? Let us predict which one leaves the game first. You guys might message them and say, "Oh, leave the game for a small fee of 1,600 Microsoft points." Ooh, key and a Margwa. Where the hell is the door? I can't even find it. Oh, someone hit the door. Darn it, dude. We had a Margwa. Come on. What were you doing? Who was it? I might have to go to game chat and find out who it was. I think we're... How are we blaming yellow? Like, did anyone even see? Well, I already have firepower, so I can't even be bothered about a second Margwa. But, you know, unfortunate for the other guys, you know. But 2 Margwas in a row and the guy just dips out. Alright. I gotta make sure these guys don't take the teleporter. I need to, like, ASAP out of here. Quickly. We drive this horse shit out of here. They probably thought it was a power-up. It's possible. Alright, hopefully we don't have a little Grotte de la Crasha here. We gotta be careful. Alright. Boom. Good to go. Alright, we could leave now. Okay, do they know I'm here? Shit, I gotta hit the oh, blue saw me, dude. What the hell? There's nothing there. We had to leave, fellas, believe me. Hopefully no one takes the teleporter, but at the very least, if I could get 1 extra key, if they take the teleporter, it's not the biggest deal, you know? We're gonna see what we could do here. Blue following me is probably not the best idea, but we'll let him. Alright. Might be an extra key on the other side, no clue. I'm gonna assume they picked it up though. So I'm out of here. We're just moving along. Oh, yellow left, dude. What the heck? Yellow! Why'd you leave? Oh, red has a key? Okay. This dude couldn't be bothered. He was already taking a dirt nap by the elephant and he got out of here. Times a stream snipe? Can you even join? Is that a possibility? They explored that one, but not the Margwa? Yeah. How you doing, Bosef? And Yuri? Uh-oh, let me get by. Not joinable confirmed? Yeah, I figured. When they lose their lives, they just leave? Well, that means red is next. Oh yeah, we'll do a channel prediction. We'll think of one. Well, we know blue is probably not going to back out before the other guy. Blue is sort of, you know, he seems to be in it for the long run based on my short interaction with him. He seems to be following along, you know. Alright, we're good to leave. Should we go down the fate room with the mech? I think this is a recipe for disaster. You might want to exit that mech before we drop in. If you could hear me, blue, red. Alright. I don't know what fates you guys want. I could help you choose if you want. You want the firepower? The death machine gun? Alright. It's right here. I'm shooting at it. Right. Maybe you want this stone, red? Okie dokie. They listen better than open lobby people. Yeah, we're doing I always wanted to do a public match with randoms, so we're just doing that. Unfortunately, someone left already, though, but, you know, we're just going to keep rolling with it. A monthly Twitch clips montage. When I started the open lobbies, I should have, like, kept track of, like, one clip from each lobby sort of thing, or something like funny moments, and make a compilation. There's been some good ones, but at this point, there's just finding the clips would be too much work. They aren't like very well documented. But consider doing a monthly pub lobby and create a highlights montage when you're exhausted. Your marbles think you had enough. I would do like a public match video if people's voices were broadcast as well, but it doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. Yeah, the first person is pretty easy. Oh, I ran a 30-second ad by accident, so apologies. Oh, my bad, Julio. I didn't see that. ZWL DOA3. What is there? Some sort of like tweet or something? Or are you just saying, what do I think about it potentially being there? Pick up some weapons. Okay, whatever. So everyone can get the mom back achievement? I mean, you know, obviously you don't want to make it too easy for everyone to get the trophy, but at the same time, like, there's no harm in it being easier for a trophy, exactly, you know? It's not like the achievement is like some form of currency that is being devalued or something, you know? It's just a trophy. A 15 gamer score trophy at that. Or a bronze for you PlayStation players. Oh, potentially? I mean, if it was included as a challenge for ZWC, I mean, that's, you know, I don't have any objections to that. Cool. I think the advanced start is dumb. Then you should replay the match, that's how it works. What the heck? What is this? I need to investigate this. Well, you could also get, I mean, you could argue from the flip side, you get better also by, like, practice in the same arena, you know, with the advanced start mode. But yeah, I mean, I agree that it's a bit cheap that you could have checkpoints, but, you know, I'm not going to lose sleep over it either. Doesn't really affect me. Just play the damn game mode, lol. My man Pariant he's big mad. What happened to you, Pariant? Unfortunate Dashi. I would like, actually, I would like the option to select arenas. If you've, like, let's say you've beaten all 64 rounds. If you could choose, like, you want to start on 21 or 33 or 57. Having that option to choose, I would like personally. Apart from, like, just, like, maybe people want to practice certain arenas afterwards. But it also just, like, sometimes when I'm trying to get footage, it's like, oh, like, I gotta play all the way to Meatball Soup to get some footage of that or something. So being able to start in that arena would be a convenient thing, but of course that's not really applying to many people. They didn't really care about that. How you doing, Adrenzi? Playing a DOA2 game later, Adrenzi? How you doing, Hellboy? Hey, your 9th mountain bike win feels so good, also because it was the first solo win ever. Oh, awesome. Congrats, Dashi. I mean, feeding gun would obviously be helpful as a fake combo, but I wouldn't necessarily advise players to restart from Margwas. If you're having trouble beating the game, you should focus more on playing through, even if you end up game overing in practice, rather than just restarting over and over and over again for something like solo, where Margwas stones could be iffy. Yeah, I mean, you still need some level of experience. But I guess the idea is if, like, you're game overing on the, like, round 57 or 58, just, like, feet, maybe feet and firepower helps you get over the hurdle. I'm wondering what the heck this is. Okay. What happened to Period now? He's like changing his viewpoint. He's like, oh, advanced start and FPS too easy, but you know, that 9 times it needs to be even easier. Some sort of troll, Period? I played DOA3 in the weekend, got to the arena with the hole in the middle. My brain nearly, I don't know, had like some sort of like malfunction trying to figure out which arena has a hole in the middle. But I reckon you're talking about Stone Guardian. Nine times is an achievement. I don't even think you could get the 9 times Rambo. Well, I mean, I didn't claim I could, but the highest I have is like 9.5. But the thing is, only one person has gotten it legitimately, so for all intents and purposes, it's basically just like, you almost just treat it as if it's not even in the game, and you know, that's all there is to it, really. Well, I'm not a fan of the 9 times thing in general, just because it rewards people playing a boost game. You know, that's like, if you play a normal cooperative play, you're not going to get a max 9 times pretty much. Or if you play solo, like maybe at some point someone gets it with like some changes. Depending on like some changes that might happen, it could happen, I suppose, down the line. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, you need to play flawlessly with a, you know, in a boost game. And not that it's necessarily the most difficult thing in the world to do that. Just I don't think a lot of people could be bothered to try. For example, the last time I did it was like a month and a half ago. Who are you playing with today? Right now we're doing a public match, as the title suggests. So we're just playing with people who I randomly found in a pub lobby. You know, so as long as they stay in the game, I'm gonna keep playing, I think. And if this game goes to completion, then probably, you know, there's not gonna be enough time for like an open lobby necessarily, but we might do something else. They need to make it like DOA 1 and 2 so I could get every fate in one game. What does that mean? Every fate in one game. Should we even bother exploring this shite? I mean, whatever. I guess we'll go. Stam hosted with 25 viewers. Thank you very much, Stam. $25 viewers. What were you got a new DOA2 PB or something? Rod Grovey, pause at 110. Oh, okay. I gotta hit you back with a raid at some point. I just don't know what time you usually stream. I guess following you would be a good idea. Alright, let's get out of this hellhole. Alright, thanks again, Sam. I want to get the 1 billion... How you doing, Prime? I want to get the 1 billion scorecard. Oh, you gotta grind. Hey, Rambo, what would be the most time-efficient method to garner up score for that devilish colon card? I talk about it in my King of Silverbacks video if you want to check it out, but basically, you would just play flawlessly through the round 4 wild, get a big score multiplier like a 6 times to 7 times, and then basically just keep playing until you die. You might die around 20, you might die around 30, maybe sooner, depending on your skill level. And then you pretty much restart whenever you die. That would be the most efficient way, I think. But it's kind of a boring way as well because you're just constantly restarting when you die. So, you know, for that reason, you might not want to do it. It might be sort of a waste of time. How you doing, Matthew? Oh, nice. I was wondering what the heck that emote was. You changed Water's emote. And it's funny that it's like Water Sleep because I thought it was like a bed or something from far away. Very mystified. What's the other emote that Water has? Show me the other emotes. Thank you. I need to take a look. I need to pull out my glasses to see this. The Pog one is kind of neat. I mean, they're all nice. I don't see the Pog one too often. I usually see like the Tears one or something. You know, the Tears of Laughter. Doorstep, how you doing? Glasses confirmed. I don't, I haven't worn them in probably a couple of years at this point. I only really need them for if I wanted to see stuff that's like really far away. fellas. So I'm gonna ask a favor of people here in chat in a moment, if you guys can spare the favor. For a man down on his luck, if you could just do a small favor. For those of you with a Twitter account. Oh, by the way, if you're still here, Freedom, nicely done on the first person. 101, or I think that's what you guys got. I don't know what happened, if you guys quit or some sort of baloney happened. I have no clue, but congrats to the 3 of you. And Quadratic, who seemingly lagged out. I do, Max. Freedom is the goat? No, you're thinking of Hoach's GF. Everything went to shambles. Quadratic, the FPS goat prism lagged out. So, if you guys don't know, what the heck? Maybe Red could spend his key. That would be nice. I'll let him grab it. Come on, gentlemen. Grab up your gold. My man Blue has 9 lives. He's cracked. Everyone ready? Alright. Any tips you could give me to make round 128 boss fight easier, Rambo? Well, there's not too many tips to really give for something like that, other than to just practice it more, I reckon. Make sure you're utilizing drops well, and your invincibility ring after dying, and things like that. Red is gone? Oh yeah, Red has disappeared. We're left down to Rambo and Rambo's fan. I'm gonna ask this guy in game chat if he intends on sticking around. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Well, first, let's talk to this guy. Unfortunately, everyone left here, HD. So, I mean, I'm down to keep playing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna be like another 2 hours or so until we get to the boss. So just make sure you're fine with that. Okay. I just didn't want it to be like you have to go in like an hour or something, and then there's no point in playing, you know. Well, this is your chance. Hopefully no lagouts. There's a vehicle you can grab. I'm gonna be popping in and out of game chat, so if you don't hear me, that's why. Yeah. I'll be back. Two-man crew. Me and Blue, we're going all the way, fellas. He said, I'm playing with the Rambo after watching his video. I've been trying to get this achievement, he said. And we're gonna get the job done for him. World record none? None? Yeah. World record run? I would expect nothing less. I'm thinking world record minimum. Third fate? What about a third fate? Oh, are you saying, is this someone you know or something, Freedom? You seen him in... What's going on here? Oh yeah, forgetting, but give me a moment at some point. Well, it's sort of hard to take breaks in this game, unless I tell them, but I don't really need a break, I suppose. There's a couple small things I wanted to do. If you guys are in the chat right now, I'm gonna link a tweet. It's related to Zombies World Championship. Zarly, if you guys are familiar with Zarly23, the Spanish player, he's going to actually be one of the content creators at ZWC, or as they call it, ZWI. It's like an invitational for the YouTubers. So he's going to be competing with other YouTubers like Tim Hansen, if you know who that is, and stuff like that. So apparently there's like an 8th challenge for the ZWC, and if you don't know what the ZWC is, it's the Zombies World Championship, basically a bunch of challenges you play, and then there's like a massive event in May sort of thing. Anyways, to make a long story short, pretty much Zarly is trying to campaign for DOA being one of the challenges. I don't know if it's actually going to end up happening. They might already have their challenges all set up and lined up at this point, but there's no real harm in you know, trying to get DOA as one of the challenges, I suppose. So what we're going to do is, he made a tweet, Zarly, and basically he's just asking for people to retweet it and vote in the poll. It's like which DOA should be in there. Should it be the first person mode, third person, both of them, whatever. So you can vote in the poll and also retweet it if you can. Drop a like and a retweet on Zarly's tweet, just for the sake of, you know, getting it more attention and numbers on it. So I'm going to link it here at the end of the round. If you guys have a Twitter and can show some support on the tweet, I think it would be helpful. And again, there's no guarantee it amounts to anything, but at the very least, we can say we tried. You've been trying to beat the game and your guides are goated. I've been following you for a hot minute, but right now, them guides are my saving grace. Oh, what's your high round? $60? And have you done that in first person mode or the regular? Because if you've done on the regular, you might want to use the solo advanced start mode as well. It'll let you start at like your highest solo checkpoint if you did it normally, like the top-down view. You died sooner? Oh, okay. Well, if you made it to 60 and top down, you could use the solo advanced start mode. And maybe this is, I mean, not that it's like guaranteed to be easier, but I think it's less stressful. Because you could just try over and over again on the same arena until you beat it. But if you made it to 60, you could start around 57 each time on this mode. And granted, it won't give you like too many lives in armory and stuff, but you could sort of like brute force your way through the arena. And then once you clear the wild, it'll let you start at 61 on future tries of the mode. Oh, Link? Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. I'll take care of that at the end of this round. Thanks for reminding me, Uri. Does it have to be solo, or can it count for private solo too? Probably private solo too, but you know, I haven't really tested it too much. You want to do the whole thing, beat it legit? Okay, that's respectable enough. Glad the videos are goated. Hey fellas, Christ here with a no baloney guide to the 10 Commandments. Alright, let's link this tweet. So that's the tweet right there. Commandment 6, can you help? Get away from me, you freak. I feel like my camera gets messed up sometimes with when I have a shotgun equipped or something. Anyways. All right. So I linked the tweet if you guys saw it. Wait, did I even link it? I can't even, like, unless a bunch of people spoke, and I just... Well, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, my Discord is there. You could whisper him the link to that Discord, because when you type in links here, it usually, whatever link it is, it just auto-blocks it. Why are there spiders here? Coach wants another 4P run. Alright, my bad. I couldn't catch up with everyone in the chat here. If you made it to 60 egg, you probably, you know, you're at the finish line, you know. Not that, you know, you could get help from other people. I'm sure you very easy, you know, and it'll be easier for you, but you're pretty close to getting it there yourself, so you might want to just keep trying a couple more times. Free pin, does DOA still not give XP? Yeah, you don't get XP unless you're earning like colon cards. I think I double nuked it there. There's a level of can't be bothered that you reach where you just drop a bomb twice to clear the map. Yeah, no XP in the mode. But they did add public match support for first-person mode today. How am I getting stuck so often? What is happening this round? I just get a ray gun from the barrel. Is that something that happens? I guess it does. I don't know. I might have missed a couple stuff in the chat, so I apologize. If there's something you asked and I didn't answer, feel free to ask again. Alright, sorry about that. How do you turn flashlight on? Well, you got to pick it up in the wild, but as the instructions say here on the menu, it's left on the D-pad to toggle flashlight on or off. Must be discovered. So this is the flashlight on. This is it off. It's not too important on this game, but it could be helpful for some darker rounds. I like it for around 63 and following playthroughs. The third round in the jungle is pretty dark. Also in first person, I think it looks better. Like my gun looks decent, and then you turn it off and like you can't see shite. Hopefully this guy doesn't need a break at some point. Or if he does, I have no way of knowing. Yeah, by the 4 gems with the pillars by the 6-arm guy, you'll always have a flashlight at the top there. Also a flashlight on the Blightfather path, but not many people take that, by the Blightfather in the wild. And then there's also 3 flashlights in the beginning cage, which you could access without spending a key if you boost via the lift. And then you could also get a flashlight potentially in cavernous cellars later into the game, but whether it spawns is random. But if you're playing solo, the easiest place to get it would just be the place with the 4 gems on the pillars by the 6-arm guy. First person, electric poles don't kill you in first person unless you're in the wild. I mean, they'll damage you in these rounds, but in the wild, they'll one-hit you. On DOA3, originally they used to one-hit kill you in first person. Then eventually it was patched to where it only did a third damage, kind of like this game. Yeah, dungeon, yeah. Considered the wild. Thinking back on it, it was a bit of a troll on DOA2 early on. Because, like I said, you would die in one hit to poles, first person. Plus, a lot of the pulls early on were kind of like I mean, even now they're kind of sketchy on DOA2, but early on even more so, there was like a lot of pulls that would block walls. Like, for example, like if this pole was actually real over here, this is an example of like a pole blocking a wall where you can't like scrape along the edge of the map. So basically it was just sort of a nightmare where a lot of times you would have like a pole that was activated, your only escape route was going through it, and then, you know, it was just sort of like you had to exit or else you were going to die. You couldn't just run through it and take one hit. I wonder why they made a separate death machine for the other game modes. Well, I'm not too privy on all the details of how, you know, like the history of the death machine across all the titles. I don't know which this one is like similar to or whatever. But I imagine the one here in DOA is kind of just something either like an early prototype for the one that ended up being included in multiplayer, or just a different version altogether, because they didn't want to like spoil the death machine later on, sort of thing. So that's the answer your question on that, potentially. Some theories. I think DOA2 though, DOA2 had the death machine in DOA. The death machine in DOA2 was the same one that ended up being included later on, if I'm not mistaken, in multiplayer or even zombies and stuff like that. Although it might have been in the Nightmares mode as well when on launch, along with DOA2. So that's an example of something that's in DOA and it's like giving you a little sneak peek of what's to come later on. And to make it clear, it's not like it was it made for DOA2 and then the other mode took it. It's vice versa, where it's made for the other modes, but in early it's not in the game yet, so DOA uses it first, sort of thing. Same thing with like the skeletons on DOA2. The skeletons were on DOA2 before Horizon Draha had them, but obviously they were being made for Horizon Draha. How you doing, Killer? What a nightmare. Did I do any of the Easter eggs? I mean, Black Ops 1, I guess I you know, like Moon and Shang and Call of the Dead, I had them completed, but I was never an Easter egg type of person. Or like BO2, I probably did a couple of the BO2 ones, but you know, I wasn't like they were just things I did once sort of thing and forgot about. Or electric poles. I mean, you got to have some level of challenge with it. You can't just have like a wide open ice rink. Even with the poles, it's not really that bad. It's more so like the first few times you play, maybe, where it's like you got to get a hang of the movement mechanics on this. Oh boy. Do the zombies increase more when there are more players? Nope. Same. On DOA3, actually, there were slightly less zombies with more players. By more or less zombies, it's like the number that can be spawned in at once. As far as the total round, the rounds are time-based, so the round length is always going to be the same, whether it's solo or co-op, if you're also asking that in your question. But the number of zombies that can be spawned in at once, to my understanding on this game, it's the same, regardless of number of players. On DOA2, there would be slightly fewer players on 4-player games. The rationale behind that is they didn't add that to this game, not to my knowledge. I mean, it's possible. I just haven't noticed, or no one's, I guess, tested it really. But I don't think so. Will the zombies ever despawn if you don't kill them? I think there's like some anti-kiting logic where they'll like separate or sometimes despawn or something. I don't know. I haven't really tried it. But I think usually they'll sort of separate. And there's also like a minimum kill counter you need to hit as well. It's very low, but you gotta make sure you kill some zombies in the round. On DOA2, they would despawn. The rationale behind having less zombies in 4-player, in case that doesn't make it, maybe that sounds counterintuitive, it's because it would make it like easier for people to survive together in a 4P match. You had like, since there's like less room to move on the map with more players, you had a few less zombies to sort of compensate for that. It would be like 6 fewer zombies in a 4P, 3 fewer for a 2-player, and like a 4 or 5 fewer for a 3-player. Which also has an unintentional adverse effect on terms of like boost games where you have one guy play, is then, you know, you're sort of encouraged to play 4P because you're going to have less zombies. My man Blue has 9 lives. But no. Pretty good. Favorite arenas in this game? People ask this a lot and I don't really have any like favorites exactly. It's not something I think about. But I mean, I guess this arena is fine. Like I like this arena, the previous one. You know, I don't know really. Maybe the Gladiator arena? Does DOA1 have anti-kiting logic? The zombies sometimes despawn, but I don't think it's necessarily like the idea of like having anti-kiting when DOA1 was made was not really a thing. So I don't think it was like necessarily intentional on DOA1. But DOA1 people would run around zombies early on, and it was considered illegitimate by many of the people who played. There was one guy who used to do it by the name of Wild Buildups, and he ended up getting the solo record at 142. And basically on the toughest arena in the game, he had like no poles, and he just ran them around. And occasionally they might have despawned and stuff, but he was able to sort of just like group them up. And since the rounds were time-based, he was essentially just running a horde around him with the Furious Feet, rather than having to like kill them as they spawned in and, you know, make gaps and get out of sticky situations. So for the longest of times, it was considered illegitimate. But apparently there's some people who do it the past couple of years, and you know, people still think it's illegitimate, but you know, you can't really stop people from doing things. It's not like some official rule set or something. DOA2 had some funny, like, things that would happen with anti-kiting originally for the first couple months that not a lot of people know about just because they didn't play back then. But like, there's one patch where the zombies would separate after being on the map for a certain amount of time. So you would be playing a co-op, like, and it would just happen like unintentionally. Like, you could be playing the game normally, but just the way it worked out, sometimes the zombies would just like literally run away from you. And it would just like screw things up very badly. That ended up getting patched out. And then there was another. This one was short-lived, and no one like seems to remember it. Even I'm questioning if it actually was a thing or not. But there was one patch. There was one patch. It only lasted for a few days, but zombies would turn red. They would have like a red aura around them, kind of like the coat of arms, if you guys remember. I mean, coat of arms is in this game as well, but... And this was before the coat of arms was added as an item on DOA2. The coat of arms wasn't initially on DOA2. But the zombies would turn red, and they would dash at you like you wouldn't believe. They would just like be like cracked out of their minds sprinting at you out of nowhere. And it was just, you know, it would just happen sort of, again, even if you were playing the game like normally, it would just sort of happen with the way it was put together. I guess nobody must have been playing the game when it came out or something, because I never hear people complain about it, but it's something that if they were trying to play, surely they would have complained about, just because you weren't going to be able to get to your of Derek dying to it. No, that was a different clip. That was like a weird situation where the zombie like turned green, like it was a teammate. But a similar concept in the sense that like the zombie had like a red aura around it. But I could never find footage of it. I don't know. I tried looking for footage. It was a very brief window where it happened, so I don't know like where the gameplay is exactly. But it was like sometime in like February or March, so like around this time in the DOA life cycle sort of thing. But really weird looking back on it. But you would literally just be running like a regular move, and then like you go to hit like a gap, and the zombie just like abruptly turns red and like cuts you off. Well, the reasoning behind it was anti-kiting logic. It was to prevent people from like running around the same zombie for like over a minute. But I guess there would be scenarios where sometimes the zombie was just alive on the map for a while and you just coincidentally didn't kill it while doing other stuff on the map. So the final iteration of anti-kiting logic, I guess, is just that the zombies just like despawn more frequently than, let's say, other games. This fate strategy for 4P, it's very flexible in terms of what you could do. So, you know, I don't have like the 2 chickens and 2 guns is 2 chickens and guns is a good idea if you're not trying to do restarts for Marguas. But ideally, if you're talking about the most optimal scenario, I reckon it's everyone having feet. But yeah, 2 guns, 2 chicken guns, host, feet. You could give them either Fortitude or Chalice. And then the other guy could have, you could do like 1 Margwa restart for like 1 firepower stone. The final guy could have feet and firepower. Or if you don't want to do 0 restarts, then you just give him like feet and shield or something. Yeah, I was hearing that Maxis is like invisible or something. I don't know. No comment. Like I said, there's a lot of different base setups you could take. You know, there's not like one specific meta exactly. Okie dokie. Let me know if you ever need like a small break or something. Oh, okay, then we're good to go. Well, you're doing pretty good. Yeah. 7 lives for you, that's pretty good. Oh, like I said, if you need a break to sort of rest or something, just, stand still at the end of the rounds or something. That's fine. You got to be careful with these dogs, the blue dogs, because they'll, if you're damaged slightly, they'll one-hit you. So sometimes just, you know, keep an eye on the mini-map, maybe see if there's something behind you. Okie dokie. Let's go 4p FPS. Yeah, 102 easy. I told the guy in the lobby he was doing pretty good, 7 lives. I said 7 lives, that's pretty good. He goes, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Ask him why he tried playing pubs. What kind of question is that? They just added it. Maybe he wanted to have some fun. Holy slaps I'm getting. Get away from me, freak bags. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't increased FOV just make this snooze fest even easier? Able to see like dogs from like an extra door or something? I'm saying if they added it, because people have been asking about it. I know you can't do it now. man sprinted at that door. Prediction? We'll probably do one for the 60 wild, because these rounds, doing predictions for them is sometimes a nightmare. So before the 60 wild, I know it's still a bit of ways, but kind of close. Yeah. Now let me check this now. Oh, I'm out of my tank. Guess he's good. How's everyone doing on this, what the hell is today, Thursday? On this Thursday afternoon. Played a lot of Outbreak and now you're burnt out? Yeah, me too. I played for 2 minutes and I was burnt out. Kill a panda with the raid. 5 raiders, thank you very much, Panda. Doing well, Yuri. I reckon there's a spider on the map. I'm doing pretty good. You know, I cannot complain. How the pub's going? Well, we played one pub lobby today. It's going to be the only lobby we played, most likely. But 2 guys backed out pretty early, unfortunately. But Blue, apparently Blue is familiar with the channel. You know, so we're gonna see this through to completion. Help him get the trophy. I started searching pubs before the stream went on, so it's not like anyone was, let's say, stream sniping. Did you see he likes the no baloney guides? Well, I didn't talk to him much. He was just, I started talking in game chat because I needed their help getting one of the keys. He was like, oh, is this the real Rambo? No way, I was watching your video just before this. My first game of the day. It is kind of funny, actually. I mean, only didn't realize you quit out the match with the gunman. I'm not like some big YouTuber necessarily, so it's not like, you know, I don't know how crazy they think it is, like this guy. You know, it's not like they're matching up with like, I don't know, Mr. Raffle Waffles or something. But I'm sure it's kind of funny. You know, like he's watching my video, trying to get some sort of tips before he plays, and then he matches me in his first game. Don't think they played it once. I don't know why they're not playing it, like even before the first person, but now that there's first person mode, it's like, you know, play the mode! Play it! It's literally easy content. It's like you put some clickbait title like, oh, new zombies mode added or something, you know. And it's a first person thumbnail. It's like, you know, not that it's going to be their most successful video, but boom, low effort content, decent bit of views, zombies related, bada bing, bada boom. It could even be like round 15 gameplay. Just upload the damn thing. Get some easy views. I took this guy's gold. they're napping on the DOA. Do we have a translator? He made a couple videos, and I don't know, but you know, I mean, at least he made a couple videos at the very least. I should have gave the guy gems. I should have, but I didn't. The frog emote was like one of the hype trains. One of the early MOZ hype trains. Yeah, you know, if you're a cheap bastard like a Drenzy, you're gonna, you know, come out of it with nothing. Well, to be fair, Drenzy does have to afford his high school textbooks. They are pretty pricey. A man doesn't know what vehicle he wants. Did you guys see that? He was just like, you know what? I'm gonna head out. I'm not even gonna bother grabbing a vehicle. He knows he's just gonna get kicked out. He said, I can't bother to grab one. I suppose someone in my chat is now gonna say, you should have let him grab your mech, Rambo. He felt left out that you grabbed the 2 mechs and you exited them. Yeah, it was the paradox of choice. He didn't know what to pick there. I understand fully that an open lobby would have been more productive in terms of helping more people, but I figured it's been a long time coming, playing a game of pubs, and you sort of just have to roll the dice and hope that everyone sticks around. Unfortunately, just one guy so far. Sure, I know it's a carry. I'm just saying, like, it would have been more efficient to, like, carry 3 people in an open lobby than just ultimately one person. Potentially, if he doesn't lag out. Tells us stuff after the game. Very true. I can't do that. That's some sort of extortion. You could come to this corner that I'm at if you could find me, and we could just sort of camp here the whole time. Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully your hands are holding up, not cramping too much. If you want, it's up to you, but you could hold on to all of your nukes for the boss round, and you might be able to get the Dark Ops challenge, where you take 0 deaths on the boss fight. But up to you if you want to save them for that. Okay, awesome. Just move around whenever you come back then. Alright, so we're taking a break here. Is this Mama stealing shit? This can't be Mama. Oh, shite. Oh, no. Come on, Mama, this way. There you go. Can you leave already? I'm sick and tired of seeing you. No way, she's trolling him. Oh, she's going for more. How greedy is Mama grabbing all the shite? This way. Ooh, tough. Tough scene. Oh, what are these? More gems for Rambo. I'm not going to complain. Keep on notice. Achievement completed. What do we got here? I completed an achievement, the Empire Business, which is a Breaking Bad reference. Stream for 1,000 total hours. What's Mama's problem? I don't know. DOA getting some nice marketing with on Call of Duty social accounts. New zombies experience. Dead Ops Arcade first person. There you go. With that type of marketing, you're gonna have people making videos on it. Tortuga. Here's the tweet again. If you guys want to go follow or go to the link and leave a retweet and a like, even a comment. But there's the tweet from Zarly talking about ZWC and DOA. If I'm gonna give my cynical interpretation of what's going on with ZWC, I think they already have their 8th challenge figured out. Probably like outbreak related or some shite like that. I think it's already figured out, and this whole thing is sort of like they're trying to get sort of like the attention of the DOA community. Not that it's like huge or anything, but they're trying to like sort of give like false hope that DOA could be included as a challenge when it's already decided what the challenges are. That's sort of my cynical interpretation of the events, but nonetheless, it's worth a try to give the tweet some attention and maybe get it included as a challenge. Hopefully this guy doesn't go through. I gotta take a piss. Are we gonna see Petty? Well, Hoach is an old man, you know. If he plays for a while, he's liable to just take a dirt nap. I was speaking to the guy in game chat, by the way. I told him keep your nukes if you want to get the pristine pelt, potentially. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw a couple videos of yours, and that was my plan, saving my nukes." So hopefully the nukes are saved here. I doing Piper. Why just 2 players? This is a public lobby, so it's people I never met before, nobody who was in my chat or anything. So 2 of them backed out. They're just randoms. Although this final guy Blue, he was in game chat earlier when I was talking to him. He apparently is familiar with my YouTube, so he's told me he's gonna stick around and he wants to get this trophy. So the reason why it's just 2 people is because 2 of them backed out. It was a public lobby. Does Blue know you're streaming? I told him, but I don't know, maybe he doesn't know my Twitches or something. How you doing, Bond? Is 60 ping really that trash? I mean, it's like a 4 bar, is it not? Dutch guy, how you doing? The max round? There isn't the max round, it keeps going. If you're asking what's the furthest anyone's been so far, I think the record is 197. But you can go further. The rounds are essentially endless, although at some point you're either going to game over or the game is going to crash. But you know, there is no limit. There is an end boss, right? Well, there's a boss every 64 rounds, like the Mama back on round 64. But once you beat her, the game keeps going. Then you go to the second boss fight, round 128. There's 2 bosses, and then the same thing applies each time. So round 192 is going to be 3 bosses. Round 256 is going to be 4 bosses. Although again, no one has made it there yet on this game, but eventually they will. I'm doing well, Bond. Thanks for asking. Just chilling on this public lobby. 2 people unfortunately backed out, but we have one guy who's being a trooper. He's sticking around, trying to get the trophy. Maybe even the Dark Ops. So we're gonna get the job done. That's all there is to it. So likely, just you know, in case there was anyone wondering, there's probably not going to be an open lobby today, just because I don't want to do like back-to-back 64 runs, especially as it's getting later into the afternoon. So don't anticipate a lobby today. We might do something after the stream here if you guys want. I don't know what exactly, but we can maybe play some other game mode or something, since it's still kind of early for something like that, you know. What the heck even happened there? Yeah, I mean, he's not a hard carry by any stretch of the imagination. Although it is worth noting that with the first person mode, people usually have have lives even in like open lobbies. But I mean, 16 deaths, not terrible. Plus, he's using armory to survive, unlike some open lobbies. Open lobby players have some stuff, so don't be bashing the open lobby players. I mean, not to diminish what the guy is doing here, but he has the death machine. 2-player, maybe a little simpler on the map. He's grabbing more stuff to survive. Like I said, he's using his speed boost and nukes here and there to survive. And also, you know, like I said, first person, some people, they have a lot of lives. First person's easier than the top-down mode. Does Hoach have the record for like most games that just quit out of boredom? Remind me at the end of the round. I mean, I'm not saying it's not boring, but you know, if it's boring each time you play, then maybe you need to take a break from it or something. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, prediction at the end of the round. We'll do that. This arena might give him some trouble. Bada bing, bada boom. Hopefully this guy doesn't go through. Ow! Start prediction. Crawler, head by 2 wardens in wild. Yes? No? 5 minutes? Go. FPS mode kills hands? I think it does, yeah. Sit there in silence. I played a co-op game once. I'm back on DOA3. I played with, it was a 3-player match. One of the guys in the match is Bluntman. If you guys are familiar with him, he doesn't like really use his mic. And the other guy wasn't using his mic either. So literally we played a around 120 game, and 120 was like longer than it is in this game. And we literally did not speak a single word the entire match. That was one of the most boring games I've ever played, potentially. I wasn't even talking to anyone. I wasn't listening to music. It was just literally playing a 3-player match and just hearing the game audio. And also like losing my marbles because they kept doing stuff and like, you know, that was kind of like screwing me over. The other Margwa? Oh, the Marvel's command is long outdated. Who knows, you know, what's accurate with that command. You were asked something? I think he's asking what's the answer to the prediction. There you go. I let him grab the loot. Speed boost down here if you want to grab it. Like sort of in the bridge area. Nice. You'll see how clutch that is. Who's close to VIP? Do we have anyone close? Out of curiosity? Or is like no one even close? Because to my understanding, there's like a limited number of slots that I could assign for VIP. I don't know what the actual limit is for affiliates, but... $40K. Ow! The round that would never end. Here we are. Predictions whether there's a crawler ahead by the 2 wardens as soon as we enter the wild. Voting is over, but we'll find out the result here very shortly. You could just follow me along the wild deer, in case you don't know where you're going. Don't go too far ahead because there's an area you can miss with some speed boost for you. Gonna go this way. Some gold if you want it. You just sit here and shoot these guys from up here. Right. You can jump down now. Just follow me into this little side room here. Be careful of the spikes. Right. And we're gonna have like a mini boss fight of here of sorts with the Skeleton King. You can sort of just wrap around them real easy. Okie dokie. Just hop on the teleporter when you're ready. Yeah, we got the Margwa here. Alright. So to put yourself in the best position to get the Dark Op challenge, if you want that, we're probably going to have you at 0 lives before the boss round begins. So don't worry too much, I would say, about dying in this arena. You might want to just save your boost and your nukes. Because what happens is when you're at 0 lives, then I could like donate and we'll actually both get rewards for the boss fight, and it'll just make it a lot easier. Okie dokie. We could take like a small break at the end of the round if you want to like discuss some strategy, some tips for the boss fight. Alright, that's the end of the round. Just be careful, the mama bag is here, so just run her around for a second, and then she'll leave. When you went to take your break earlier, she actually killed you on that one map. It was kind of funny. Anyways, so what I would recommend is pretty much the trophy is a guarantee. I have too many lives. We can't possibly die on the fight. So what I would recommend is trying to help you get the Dark Ops. So what you should do is you should not play at all next round until the monkey spawns in about like 4 minutes into the round. So whenever you see the boss fight text appear, I'll let you know, and that's when you gotta start playing. It's best if you just put down the controller for a few minutes. It'll let you lose your lives, and I could then donate when she's about to spawn in and bring you back to life. And that'll give us both purple death machines. So the best thing for you to do is find a corner on the map and just stay there. So don't run into anything on the map, as there might be something I want to pick up and try to keep for the boss fight. So literally just go in a corner and don't play until the boss appears. And as long as you don't die on the boss fight itself, you'll get the Dark Ops. So whenever she does spawn in, try to protect yourself as much as possible. You have a lot of nukes, of course. And if you see items on the map, feel free to grab them, protect yourself with them. Remember that you heal over time, so if you're a bit damaged, you might want to play it super safe and drop a nuke or something. Or if you're damaged, even like focusing on like trying to escape the zombies rather than shoot a mama might be what you want to do at times. Just like focus on your survival as much as possible. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say other than don't play until she spawns in. That would be the best bet. And then make sure you use all your armory on the boss fight itself to protect yourself. Yeah, perfect. Also worth mentioning, whenever one of us drops a nuke on the boss fight, she'll sometimes jetpack a couple times. She doesn't one-hit you in first person unless you're kind of damaged, I think, so don't worry too much about that. But again, just be on the lookout for other stuff, like you don't want a dog creeping up on you and sort of taking you out when you're damaged or something like that. And if there's something... Yeah, exactly. I'll try to run her around as much as possible, but sometimes she sort of breaks off and runs toward you, so just keep that in mind. But I'll try to give you call-outs. Yeah, if I see something good on the map, like a tank or something, I'm going to call that out. And you might want to just like drop a bomb and look for it real quick, because that's like 30 seconds of safety right there. Yeah. So if it gets too crowded, you might just want to use a nuke or something. But just sort of try to like see how much health she has, and like if she still has a lot of health and you have very few pieces of nukes left, then you might want to take it easy a bit there. But definitely don't go shotgun. This is fantastic. But yeah, definitely use your armory. Don't be too cheap with the armory. You have a lot of nukes. There's a speed boost on the map if you want to quickly grab it. Yeah. Alright, she's about to spawn in. I'll pick you up in a second and you're gonna have a purple weapon. Yeah. Just stay alive now. your nuke. There's a dog on the map, use a nuke. You have a lot of stuff, so definitely she's pretty weak. You could intermittently use nukes now. I have no nukes left to protect you, so you gotta use your stuff for that. Yeah, so just play it very safe at this point. Yep, beautiful. You got the Dark Ops pop-up. Awesome. What was your highest round before this? 15? Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, the first person's a bit easier, but you did well. You went all the way until the end without falling to 0 lives, and that was done purposely for the strategy. Yeah, I was streaming this game on my Twitch channel, and I was sort of talking to my stream. And I was like, kind of funny how this guy, you know, was watching the video, and now he's probably like, what the heck? What's this guy in my lobby? Well, yeah. Sure. And there you go, you got it. The trophy and the Dark Ops. I'll just end the game after this cutscene finishes. Yeah, back in DOA1, the first Dead Ops game, back in Black Ops 1. Been at it for a while. Yeah. So I could just end the game here since you got what you needed. It might just migrate hosts, but GG, you played very well. Yep. Thanks, take it easy. Yeah, migrate hosts. Yeah, I told him. Nice guy. He said his highest round was 15. He remembers DOA1